why I feel a little weird. I have a seat. Hold on. Well, it's a tote, but that's new. Because normally I sit down on my knees and film, which sounds bad. But my feet go numb, and that sucks. So here we are. We're moving on up. We have a tote, which is a seat. Sorry, had to share. This video is not going to be funny, unfortunately. I feel like, I used to look at drama channels as, well, when they first came out, it was more about exposing the beauty community, the makeup stuff, to kind of just let you know, like, hey, this person could be lying to you. They're not telling you their sponsorships, things like that. And it was very useful. And then that kind of shifted. And it was more of like petty drama for fun. And, what I've gotten into with Katie, it's always a lot more serious. And unfortunately, this is no exception. So I have shared with y'all, and I know a lot of people are new or subscribed after this. This was very early on, like, I don't know, 4th and 5th video, something like that. I shared why I didn't think Katie Joy was a good person. And it was related to how she covered the Michael Long's daughter's case. And I thought we were past that. And I sat down last night and I saw that Katie had went live. And I was like, well, let me go see what she had to say. And I'm not going to lie to you. I was really hoping it was just something about the Duggars and I would just click off, I was like, maybe, but no. So she starts talking about cases that she has covered that have affected her channel. Specifically this one. And she says that when this case happened, everyone was so wrapped up in their emotions that they couldn't be critical or ask questions of any kind. And, she did that. She asked the hard-hitting questions, and she was a critical thinker in this situation, and she reported on it that way, and now she was just right all along. She was right about everything. Michael Long is the biggest piece of shit ever. He's a liar, a scammer. If you were to watch her stream, that's what you would believe. I'm not convinced. So before I get into all the things that she said and what I think and feel about it, I want to be clear. I've not looked into Michael Long or what's going on in a long time because I felt like the case is going to go on. It'll come out in the end. I don't need to flip-flop my opinion or stress that I feel one way or the other. It just kind of is what it is. With that said, I don't know if any of this stuff is true. I believe anything is possible, but my stance is still the same. I choose to support a child above anything else. And one thing that Katie points out multiple times is that Annie from 10 to Life no longer covers this. And neither does Dad Challenge podcast, Josh. And there could be a reason for that. But at the same time, it could just be that it doesn't need to be talked about. So, are there things that Michael Long could be doing that could be considered suspicious? Sure. Is it completely possible that this could come out that it was all fake? Sure, anything is possible. But I'm not here to take that stance. I'm just not. Until there is concrete proof that this man scammed everyone, I'm not going to get on here and be like, yeah, he's a piece of shit. No. Because no matter what Katie says, to discount Michael Long, to call him a liar and a fraud, is to say that you still do not believe the child in this situation. And I'm not okay with that. As I was saying before, I've explained why in the past that this hit home for me. That's why I felt like Katie wasn't a good person. Because my daughter has been in a similar situation as Michael Long's daughter. And I explained all of that. So for me, this hits home. And that is why I refuse to back down from saying I believe what the child said. Period. Sorry, this is a... Let me get a drink. for me, this is hard to talk about because, yes, I'm aware it is completely possible that there are horrible people out there who would lie and make up things and use it to get money. I get that. But how can you discount what that little girl said? If y'all don't know, I'm sure most of you know. But this whole thing came about because the dad posted a video because he was like, I don't know what else to do. My child's being hurt. I don't have custody. There's all of this shit going on. And the video was of the girl not wanting to go back to her mother's because the boyfriend of the mother had messed with her. And that came out of her own mouth. And if you were to believe Katie, Michael Long is just such a horrible person that he has convinced her that that happened. So her evidence, her reason for thinking this way, her reason for coming on and saying she was right about everything was a couple of different things. First of all, Michael Long has created a Facebook group where he talks to people who disagree with him, who were on his ex-wife's side. And Katie's like, if any of this was true, any of it at all, how could you do that? How could you talk to people that were on your ex-wife's side? Look, it may not be something you or I would do. There are a few things that Michael Long has done where I'm like, that's kind of weird. But maybe he's kind of a weird guy. Like, for real. Just because we wouldn't do it or just because it seems a little off doesn't automatically make him a lying piece of shit. So the way I look at it is like, okay, yeah, that could be weird. But at the same time, it could just be what he said it was. And he said, I'm just trying to build bridges. You know, maybe instead of blocking people and saying I don't want to speak to you, maybe if you have legitimate questions, I can answer them so that you can understand. And I could see Michael being that type of guy. But Katie's just like, no, he's grasping at straws. He's losing people left and right. People want their money back from the GoFundMe, blah, 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 blah. The whole GoFundMe thing. This was ruled on earlier in the case that Michael got to keep the GoFundMe. Okay? And now she's saying, well, I don't see how GoFundMe hasn't, taken this down as fraud. People are wanting their money back. I don't know how many people want their money back. I don't know how much of this is true. Like I said, I've not looked into it. But the thing is that we don't know. We have no freaking clue. So to say this and say that it's just a fraud and he's so full of shit is messed up. Katie's excuse for saying all of these things, because like I said, in my mind, in my opinion, if you discount what Michael Long is saying, you're basically saying you don't believe the girl. And Katie has been called out for calling the girl a liar, calling her a brat, saying she took acting classes. And now she's like, well, this is parent alienation. This is, if you say you don't believe it, it's not saying you don't believe the little girl because she believes it, because she has been convinced of this. It's just, we'll get into that more. Matter of fact, let's move on to this. So, the reason that Katie says people have stopped believing Michael, have asked for refunds, is because he had went on Annie's 10 to Life's channel and did a live stream. And in this live stream, he explains that his boys had started showing his wife's son some inappropriate behaviors, inappropriate actions, which that led to CPS getting involved in that situation, and they were taken back to their mother. If you listen to Katie, she would have you believe that he just saw this going down or made this up, is what she wants you to believe, and sent them back to their mothers. And because they went back to their mothers, that's why it's a lie. How could you send them back where the shit's happening? I understand, but you've got to understand, when CPS gets involved, you don't have a say. And the whole time, Katie's going on and on about, well, if you watch the court case, everything was in favor of the mom, of Michael Long's ex-wife. That's simply not true. He got all of the kids back. the boys did have limited visitation with their mom, but the girl was told, you don't have to go back and see your mom until you decide. That doesn't sound like it was in the mom's favor to me. And so that's just bullshit. But Katie says it over and over again. The whole time it was in the mom's favor. No, it was not. So she makes a comment that there are rumors that Michael Long and his current wife are separated. That he is what she says, well, I don't know if it's true, but Critical K says that Michael left his wife and got a new girlfriend. And then she goes on to say it like, well, he's left his wife or she's left him. Like, you just said you didn't know if it was true, and then go on through the entire live saying, well, either he left her or she left him. We don't know that. So Katie the whole time is showing a Facebook group. She continues to say, I'm showing this because it's a public group. I don't care. I don't care. The whole thing was, in that group, Michael was talking to the people that were on the other side, trying to reach an understanding. And I guess, and from what I can tell, trying to help them understand the situation. And one of the things in the group was that, don't ask about his current wife. Don't ask, does he have a girlfriend? Did she leave? Did he leave? And to me, it's just like, okay, maybe she had enough of being online, and because there was hate being sent to them on top of all the support. Anytime you get a massive amount of support, there's some hate. Maybe that became too much. Maybe, just maybe, they did have problems, because you do have her son, his sons, and then the little girl getting a lot of attention because of what's going on. And I'm not saying that any of this is right or wrong, but that can cause relationship issues. It's none of our fucking business. It doesn't, none of that discredits what happened or what the girl says happened. So why the fuck are we talking about it? It does not matter. And Katie's like, well, she was front and center with him and supporting him, and now she's gone. Yeah, maybe it became too much. Maybe when things started to happen with her kid, it was too much. I'm a parent of a child who's been through that shit. I know how hard it is. None of this shit is easy. There are no answers or a definite way to handle things. And that shit is none of our business. It does not negate anything that has been said so far. Another thing that got brought up from this Facebook page is people were asking, is it true that your lawyers have quit on you, or you've quit on your lawyers? And Katie the whole time is like, well, his lawyers fired him. Like, it's really bad when your own lawyers fire you and step away from the case. Michael's response to this on the Facebook page was, basically, I ran out of money and it was a mutual agreement. And then Katie just digs in. Where did the money go? How did you spend that money? I've never seen a case cost that much money in that short period of time. Again, to some people, maybe that is suspicious. To other people, it's like, hey, maybe that he just spent a hell of a lot of money. Either way, it is not okay to come online to however many thousands of followers, hundreds of thousands of followers Katie has, and then tell them that Michael's just this piece of shit fraud and that the girl lied. So to get more into the girl lied part, in Annie 10 to Life's live stream, when he explains what happened with the boys, he says that they had told their therapist that their sister was lying, and that they would say things like that after they had been around their mother, whatever. Katie uses this as just absolute proof that they said their sister was lying, so she's lying. It's so not fair. Because if you believe that parental alienation is a thing, and you believe that it's possible for this man to convince his child that she was hurt, then it's completely possible that the mother could have told her sons, hey, you tell them your sister's lying. She's not telling the truth. Or convince them your sister's lying. I know this is possible because in my child's case, my nieces are being told, do not tell on your brother. My nieces don't have a voice. They don't have a chance to say what happened to them. Only my daughter does. And he did it to all of them. So, I get upset, but I take this shit personally. Do not discount what a child has been through or says they have been through until there is absolute proof that this shit didn't happen. And she says a couple times, well, there's no charges being filed, blah, 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 blah. Look, some places have messed up shit going on. Whether it's the police, which we have seen that Kelly, which is the mother, has connections to the police. Or the court can be shitty sometimes. In my case, this shit has been going on way too long, and my nephew was still being charged as a minor when he was arrested as an adult. So, shit happens. I do not believe that that is enough to say that this isn't true. So, in that live stream, once he says that they have said that the sister lied, he goes on to explain the activity that went on at their house between the boys that was concerning. That's why they brought it up. That's when CPS was like, no, we're putting him over here. It was not Michael's choice. Katie's version of events is, well, he said that the boys called their sister a liar, and then he decided to make up that they were doing stuff and have them sent away. So you're telling me this man is so fucking horrible that he convinced his daughter to say she was hurt in that way to gain money, and then when the boys said that she was lying, he just shipped them off and accused them of the same thing? That is literally what the fuck Katie is saying. It's disgusting. We could all be wrong. It could all be fraud, for sure. It is possible. Anything is possible. But making up lies and twisting truth and putting it out there as truth is such bullshit. And Katie has not learned a damn thing from any of the shit she's been through. Piss me off. I can't hide it. I can't pretend. It pissed me off to say that man convinced his daughter she was hurt. And then, because his sons didn't go along with it, he made shit up on them and had them sent off to their mother. The last thing I wanted to talk about, and I hope I've gotten it all. It's hard to keep my mind straight. But the whole time Katie is saying all of this, she has got a shit-eating grin on her face. She is so happy to say, I was right. Michael Long's a fraud. I don't get that. I will never understand that, because here's the reality of the situation. It's horrible. If all of this is true, a girl was hurt. Kids are hurt and traumatized. And if it's not true, if he made all this up, then children still have been manipulated and hurt, and everyone else was lied to, manipulated, and hurt. So no matter what it comes out to be, people have been hurt. So to sit on your live and grin the whole time and be so happy to think you're exposing something, you've got to be one fucked up individual. You really, really do. There's no way around it. There's no nice way to put it. You have got to be a messed up person. I can't believe it. I really can't. Out of everything else that she's ever talked about, why this? Why now? What is wrong with her? No matter what, and like I said, I'm sure there are things that can come off as weird or suspicious if you look at it that way. I refuse. Until there is some concrete proof, evidence showing that this was a scam, I will not back down from believing this child. Will not. I do not think Michael Long is this fucked up monster. And I think Katie is wrong for talking about this and for presenting all this shit as absolute truth. Like, just look at it. You'll see he's a fucked up person. No. Absolutely not. So, there's all that. I'm hoping and praying that she will leave this shit alone. But I doubt it. You know, it's Katie. She's gonna say and do whatever she wants. She is going to hurt people in every way that she can because she does not care. So I guess when she keeps talking about it, I'll talk about it. It's just a really sad situation. It really is. And like I said, no matter how it plays out, it's horrible. There's no sense in relishing in thinking that you're right. Because no matter who's right, the whole thing is wrong. Anyway, I'm gonna go spend time with my baby. Because this gets to me, and I just want to hold her and tell her how much I love her. I love you guys, and I'll be back soon. See you in the next one. Bye.